defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins returning to the ring for the first time since WrestleMania. Damian Priest defending his title amidst turmoil in the Judgment Day. Tyler, what do you think? What do you think of this match? And just loop in your prediction right on there with it.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yes,
it's interesting
that's an understatement.
Yeah, that a match like this and like Seth Rollins is like an afterthought almost.
His return match, yeah.
So, and there's a lot going on here, right? Obviously, WWE, except for WrestleMania, never has like someone in waiting as like a storyline. So that kind of puts, I think, for good reason a lot of the time, because it puts some barriers on what can happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to give Seth just another title reign to lose to Gunther, it's got to be Priest. And I don't know, like, to me, it's more like, is this the final straw for him in Judgment Day, where they help him cheat to win, or whatever, even though they didn't do that against Drew? What happens there? But I'm going to go with Priest because I think it makes more sense from like a meta standpoint, and it solidifies his run, beating Drew, no matter how it happened, beating Seth, beating Jay. Like, it's a pretty good run. Losing to Gunther, it makes him a stronger champion. That is like, hey man, he's taken out, two of the three big guns on Raw, or two of the four, right? If it's besides him, Punk, Seth, Gunther, and Drew. He's taken out half of them that are available. So that's like a good story to tell, and makes it not as, same thing with Seth. Like, if Seth just wins, do you think he's going to lose his first defense to Gunther? Probably not. So I think either way it works, but I think it's to solidify Damian Priest in his title run. He gets a win here.
Interesting. I'm going to take Seth.
Yep.
And I want to say first, I've liked the build to this. I think they've done a really nice job. After a rough first month with Damian Priest, I think they've done a nice job with him, post that first month where he was kind of getting his feet wet, not really like filling out the shoes of the champion all that well. I think he is now. I think he's really finding like he's finding his voice a little bit. And, the Judgment Day saga continues, and he's a major part of that. And I think it's because of like his work that I think that works. Like, I think it can be really like silly, but the way Damian plays it, as straight-faced as he does, but also kind of as like a big brother, like he does at the same time to Dom and to JD and to Finn. Like, I think it helps like the whole angle. So I think he's been a key part of Raw here the last month and a half, 2 months, as champion. What I can't get over is I can't get over Gunther looming at SummerSlam. I don't like, if you go into SummerSlam with, and maybe this is the wrong way to make predictions, but this is what I can't get past. Like Cody versus Solo, like that's a new person in like a title match in Solo Sikoa. Like, if you got Damian Priest against Gunther, like not a bad match, but not like, I wouldn't say it's like a marquee match because it features two brand new guys, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that WWE wants like some recognizable key top guy talent, like in key spots. And yes, Cody will be there. But I just find it, I feel like Damian Priest and Gunther is just a tough match, and Seth and Gunther makes more sense and is more worthy of like the SummerSlam card. So I'm going to pick Seth, and I'm also at the same time going to green light like Judgment Day breakup, in this match somehow. And Damian gets, that match at SummerSlam. Like he's working Finn Balor or something to that effect. I also think if he loses the title, when Rhea comes back, the two of them together kind of fold in on the same side, opposite everybody else in the Judgment Day. So that's my pick. Now, as I talk about this, Damian cashing in on Drew and winning, and then now Drew trying the other way after a Damian win. There's some consistency there that I think is interesting to explore. So
Yeah,
you might be right, but I'll take Seth.
Yeah, and like that angle intrigues me. And the Gunther of it all throws a wrench in everything. But like, imagine if you do the mirror image of that, right? Like you just said, Priest wins a hard fought match against Seth Rollins. Cash in's coming, and CM Punk low blows Damian Priest and lets Drew pin him because he wants that title. And then it's a triple threat, which sucks. But that's like a way of like exerting dominance against both guys that you've cost both of them. And like, you got to do the legwork. And it sucks that it would have to be a triple threat match, or maybe that means Punk is not ready, but maybe Drew's going to take out Gunther, and then you're going to get to Drew or whatever, right? Maybe he's going to lose anyway. There's like a lot of possibilities there. That one intrigues me more than any because it shows like the kind of cerebral assassin that CM Punk would be. Yeah. So that's interesting. But yeah, I think we are in agreement that whoever loses this match is taking on Finn Balor at SummerSlam. It seems to be because like I think if they don't break up and let's say Finn Balor does something and screws over Seth, and maybe Priest doesn't like it, but picks up the pieces and wins anyway. Like, was that 2016 SummerSlam where Finn got injured?
Yes.
So almost, we're 8 years in the past. We haven't had the Demon forever. That'd be super fun to do a Demon Rollins match. You could rebuild Finn a little bit because Finn could use it, and that would build him up for Priest losing that same night. If they feud, you have Finn who's won, all that stuff. So I think there's a lot there, and it's building to something. Just like the Bloodline, I think we can build through the fall with a lot of what happens here as the start of it.
Gunther, like being locked into that SummerSlam match, I think is like it ended up being like a pretty brilliant move on the part of Paul Levesque booking wise, because like I like just deciding, okay, we're going with this. We're going with him in that match because it leaves everything else like it's less predictable that way with him there. You can
like
analyze
if he's
in more angles.
If he's in Money in the Bank, like he's the odds-on favorite by like a mile.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, or if Drew is in the if Drew's in the title match this week and Gunther's not in the match at SummerSlam already, like, okay, that's super predictable. Drew wins, Punk Drew. This leaves so many things open-ended, and I like that. I think it's a positive for the show, but also for like Raw and like the company too, to have that uncertainty in these matches. I think really helps. Will help the matches in the long run.